So many network marketers fall in love with a health and wellness product, and then they realize that there's an incredible opportunity to build the lifestyle and income of their dreams. But what happens when you get started and you run out of friends and family to talk to, and what you're doing on social media just isn't quite getting you where you want to be? Well, the truth is it's probably not your fault. It just takes a little marketing know-how that you may not be getting from anywhere else. So on this podcast, I'm sharing with you the secrets that I've been able to learn from all of my top earner friends and mentors. I'm pulling back the curtain on exactly what it takes to get people excited about the wellness products that you have to offer, to help people improve their lives, and to get you to the rank that you want to be at. My name is Soraya Goddard, and this is Secrets to Marketing Your Wellness MLM. Hey, what is going on? Soraya back here with an episode. Before I jump into a really good topic about do you need a niche? And if so, how the heck do you find it? Because that is a super popular topic. I wanted to just check in with you and see how you're doing. Give you a little update on what is going on in my life and a little bit about the podcast stuff that I've been doing lately. So, we're still in crazy times, guys, and I think that there's a little bit of a road ahead still. So if you are one of those people that's like, I'm ready for this to be over, you got this. Hang in there. We have got this. I know that everybody is doing the best they can, so I just want to send you some love. If you're feeling frustrated or tired or whatever you're going through right now, I am just hoping that you are doing well. I know that this has been really, really tough on a lot of people in many different ways. I think for most of you guys who have followed me here for a while, or maybe follow me on Instagram, you see a little bit more behind the scenes. But ultimately, I have a full-time job in the Army, and that job has me in charge of a military healthcare facility right now. And so, shout out to all of you guys who are with me in healthcare right now. It's very interesting. I'm not a clinician, so I don't treat patients. I'm basically the military equivalent of the CEO of the health clinic. And so just making decisions to take care of our patients and take care of our staff. It's been a long 2 months, let me say that. And so that is partly to blame of why my social media has fallen off the face of the planet for, about 2 months now. But I'm slowly getting back to somewhat of a more manageable schedule. So that's exciting for me. I've got a lot of sleep that I've caught up on, which is so important because when I don't get sleep, it's just hard to be creative. It's hard to show up when you don't have sleep to anything in life, let alone social media. So here I am. I'm feeling much better, much more rested, and that allows for more creativity and inspiration. I like to operate my business pretty intuitively. I don't like to force things just to force them. I used to do that all the time, but I found that is just not good for my health. I don't create things that I'm proud of and things that are easy. And I want my business to seem easy and to be easy. And not necessarily easy in that I don't work hard, but just to operate with ease. So I've learned not to force myself into creating content when I am not rested and, in the mood. So apparently today I'm in the mood. So here we go. Let's talk about a question that I got on Instagram. So I asked in my Instagram stories yesterday, what people are struggling with on social media. And immediately I got a lot of answers, but I got 3 or 4 specific answers surrounding this topic. So that's what I'm going to start with today. And all of those people basically said, hey, do I need a niche? I'm struggling with finding my niche. I can't figure out what my niche is. So I want to just unpack that a little bit today and give you some direction if this is something that you struggle with. If you do not struggle with this, I guarantee you someone on your team is struggling with this. And so I think it's still important to understand. First off, I think it is important to start with a reminder that marketing, which is what you do on social media, right? You put a piece of content out into the world in hopes that someone will take an action and respond to you and identify themselves as a lead. That is what marketing is all about. Marketing, though, is about problem solving, okay? Problem solving. Your product solves a problem for people. Your business opportunity solves a problem for people. And so I just like, I got to post it out 2 seconds before I started recording this. And I just wrote down a couple brands. And I think that I want to go through this quick exercise with you because I think that it's really easy to forget that we buy things because they solve problems for us. And sometimes that problem isn't the problem that we think it is. So I'm just going to throw some brands out to you. So let's just start with a brand that everybody knows, Starbucks, right? On the surface, they deliver caffeine to you. They deliver coffee, some sort of coffee or tea, whatever, but caffeine, right? But ultimately, I can get caffeine anywhere. I can get caffeine at the gas station or the grocery store or wherever. Why would I go to Starbucks to get the same thing that I could get somewhere else? Well, the real reason is that the problem that it solves is really a couple things. It's an elevated experience, right? It's fancier. It makes me feel better. And the convenience of going into a Starbucks, and every single Starbucks everywhere around the world should be delivering the same quality coffee. That's something that Starbucks does really well. Whether you like them or not does not matter. You can still go through this exercise, but it solves a problem for you that something else doesn't, right? If I go into the gas station, I have no idea what kind of coffee I'm going to get, or it's not as elevated. Starbucks, you've got elevated, you've got the convenience, it's fancy, I feel good, I feel excited. Let's take another brand that I'm sure all of you guys know, Gucci. I was just looking at a magazine ad that had some amazing Gucci shoes on them. So they make clothing and shoes, right? But let's face it, I can go to Walmart and get clothing and shoes. So why is Gucci different? Well, it makes me feel rich. It makes me feel fancy. It makes me feel like I'm somebody that's important. It shows everybody that I have an elevated status. That's really the problem that brand solves. Gucci is not necessarily clothing the homeless, right? Like they're solving a problem of people wanting to be important and feel rich and fancy. That is the problem that they're solving, which is, I'm not judging that at all. Please don't take that as a judgment. I love me some Gucci, but ultimately, if you needed to just get clothing, you could get clothing anywhere. That's not the problem that they're solving. Similarly, I think this is a fun brand. If you've ever run into like an Erin Condren planner, if you don't know what that is, it's a company that makes planner, like daily planners, right? You can get a planner again at Walmart or Target or wherever, but this particular brand is full of like cute stickers and customizable planners and all this like collectible stuff that has grown into this just monstrous brand that I find fascinating from a business perspective. Ultimately, Erin Condren and her brand, I don't know if it's actually a person, but that brand helps people feel like they have their life together, right? Okay, so I'm going way deep down the rabbit hole, and I probably don't need to go this deep, but marketing is all about problem solving. And so I wanted to go through those little brand exercises with you because ultimately you show up on social media to solve a problem for somebody else. You have to figure out what is the problem that you're solving. And therein lies what people call a niche. I wouldn't get too caught up in figuring out what your niche is if that seems overwhelming. What I want you to really think about is when you show up consistently on social media, you become a brand. Whether you like it or not, you have a style, you have a tone, you have a feeling that you give people. Just like Starbucks, just like Gucci, just like Erin Condren, people feel a certain way when they use those brands, and people feel a certain way when they see you and see what you show up and talk about. Now, it may not be the same, like people may not be going to you to feel rich and fancy, but they're going to start coming to you for something specific. What is that thing? What do you want to help people with? What do you want to be known for? What is the problem that you want to help people solve? So if you're like, I have no idea, Soraya, like you're talking and I still don't know. Let's get a little bit more specific. Really, your niche is the problem you help people solve. And that if you have no idea what problem that is, then let's start at a very basic level with your network marketing product or opportunity and figure out what that does for people. So let me give you an example. And I've talked about this in different ways over the years in this podcast and on different Facebook videos. But ultimately, if you have a product, let me run through an example. You might be in a makeup network marketing company, okay, or a company that has makeup. And you might think on the surface, well, my product helps people, do up their face and feel pretty. Yes, absolutely. Really, your product does a whole lot more than that. Your product gives people confidence. Your product may help mothers, rushing out the door in the morning to drop their kids off from school, feel like they're put together, feel more beautiful in the morning when they haven't had much sleep. Like, there's a lot of things that makeup can do. And so I want you to sit down and think about this. This is an exercise that I talk about all the time in my group coaching, the Social Media Sales Secrets group that I run, which is basically a group where I do weekly trainings for people. But I tell this, I don't shut up about this because I think it's so important. If you have no idea what problem you solve for people, then this is what I recommend that you do. I recommend you get a blank sheet of paper out and list 50 benefits of your product. Benefits of your product, okay? Benefits of your product. And I want you to think about, let's just use the makeup example for a minute. Like, obviously, there's the surface benefits. It evens out your skin tone. It makes your eyes look bigger. It makes your lips, more plump. Things like that. But really, it's helping people feel more confident, feel sexier, feel beautiful, have the ability to walk into a room and hold their head high, give them confidence when their life is difficult at home. Those are the problems that you're solving. So if you can take a piece of paper out and write 50 benefits, you should be able to do this pretty easily if you know your product and you use your product, and maybe you have a whole line of different products in your company. Then pick your flagship product line and go ahead and list that out. And the reason why that is important is once you look at that list of benefits, you can start to see some themes, and you can start to see where the benefits of your product and the things that you're personally passionate about can overlap. Now, just as another tip, that list of 50 benefits, that can easily serve as a list of social media topics. So, for example, if you, let's just go with the makeup thing because it's very easy and it's conceptually, I think, easy for people to grasp. If you are in a makeup company and you list the fact that your makeup helps people have confidence, you can then go create a piece of content about confidence in makeup. So two ways to have more confidence when you walk into a room, even if you haven't had much sleep, right? That would be a great title for a video. And then you would be showing them 2 different ways to do makeup to feel really confident. Or just giving 2 tips or demonstrating how you do it. Like, those are the types of things that help people solve problems. So we're back to the initial idea of, hey, the problem isn't that I don't have makeup. The problem isn't that I don't know where to get makeup. You want to help people solve a problem. So the problem that people have is that they're not necessarily confident. They don't think they're beautiful, or they want their eyes to pop more, or they want fuller lips. Whatever it is, that's the kind of language that you should be talking about. So back to the 50 benefit list. I know I'm getting very specific on this, and I hope that this isn't like too crazy. Hopefully you guys are taking notes. But if you list 50 benefits of your product, then you can go back and start to create content surrounding the topic of that benefit, right? And so you will have a list of things that you can teach on. Now, they don't necessarily have to be things you don't always have to teach about your product, but that can serve as a guide of things to talk about on social media very, very easily. So you should never really run out of things to talk about because there's always someone who's going to be looking for a solution to their problem that your product can help with. Okay, so after you've figured out what the benefit of your product is, then you can really start to figure out what are the things that you are passionate about. What are the things that you're passionate about? And remember, we're trying to figure out what your overall marketing message is. How do you help people solve a problem? That's really what people are talking about when they say, I want a niche or I need a niche. What is the problem that you solve? So if you're helping people with, the benefit of whatever your product is, and you're also a human being that has things that they're passionate about, do those things overlap, right? Do those things overlap? So, for example, I help network marketers grow their business on social media. That's what I do. I primarily focus on Instagram, but I can teach all different social media platforms. That is something that I'm super passionate about. But it's not the only thing that I teach about. I teach about mindset and confidence. I teach about things that I love. I talk about things that I use in my social media that I use just kind of in my daily life. And I take you guys on my journey. I tell my stories. I do all sorts of things. But ultimately, when it comes down to it, I teach people how to use social media to grow their network marketing business. So what is that thing for you? In our makeup example, maybe it's that you help women over the age of 40 feel more confident in their skin. However, you also bring a passion for overall just, creating lovely looks in makeup. Maybe you're a mom and you're passionate about kids. And all of that can also inform your social media. It can show up on your social media, but you should be really making it clear to your audience, whoever that is, however big or small that might be, that you can help them find confidence through makeup. I hope that makes sense. So, I think it's worthy of going through that exercise and really writing down things that you know your product can help solve, because that is a great place to start. Now, if you're like, hey, look, I'm in a makeup company, but I'm going to give you a ridiculous example here. I'm in a makeup company, but I have no interest in actually talking about makeup. Okay, fine. You can talk about the business opportunity all day long. You can really, quite frankly, talk about anything you want and give people a call to action to reach out to you to figure out how you can help them, make more money, work from home, whatever the other benefits are. So, without getting too crazy, you could, in theory, be in a makeup company and you could teach all day long on social media marketing. And then at the end of that, like whatever your, excuse me, at the end of that, when you are done with your content, you could give them a call to action that said, hey, if you're looking to monetize your social media and you don't have a way to do that, reach out to me. Let's see if what I have is a fit, something like that. And then you could give that, basically recruit them into your makeup company. So I give that very kind of crazy example, not because I necessarily recommend it, but what I'm saying is that if you're super passionate about something and you have a product or a business opportunity that matches with that, then great, go with it. Because ultimately, what you want to be able to do is create content and create it consistently for at least 6 months and then reevaluate whether what you're creating is working and if your message is on point. Because if your message is on point, if you're creating content consistently for 6 months, people are going to start to react and people are going to really, really resonate. Whether it's something you're excited about or not, quite frankly, is a secondary thing. If you are creating good content that focuses on solving problems, people will start to reach out to you 100%. I've probably shared this before, but I used to, basically in the beginning of my social media journey, just a couple years ago, I was talking about health and wellness. I was talking about hormones and sleep and just all the things that I had gone through in my health journey. And although I still am super passionate about that, I love talking about it. What I found after a while is that I was really getting a good reaction from people who wanted to learn about me teaching about social media. And so I mixed the fact that I could solve a problem, people were really responding to my stuff, and I was really passionate about it. And I ultimately found my voice. I bring all of this up because for those of you guys who are like, I still can't find my niche, and I could talk about homeschooling, but I could also talk about hormones, but I could also talk about being a mom, and I could also talk about non-toxic health and house and home and all that good stuff. Like if you're floating around there, just start creating content. But focus on the person that you are trying to recruit and the problem that they have. And so I think that list of 50 benefits of your product is a really good guide on what are the things that I could be talking about to attract the person that I'm looking for. Okay. I hope that helped you guys. I think that is enough detail. I probably went way too detailed into that one, but I hope that at least there were one or two nuggets in there that helped you. Remind yourself, if this is something you're struggling with, that you need to focus on problem solving. Okay. So what is the thing that you can help people with? Is it helping people feel more confident? Is it showing people how to lose weight even after they've had 14 failed diets? Is it showing moms how to homeschool without losing their mind? Like, I don't know what that is, but explore that for a little bit. Create content consistently for about 6 months and try it on for size. If you really want to dive super deep and have me outline a very specific formula for you on how to really nail your niche down, then I would highly recommend that you jump into Social Media Sales Secrets. I mentioned before, but this is the group that I run where I do live trainings every single week. They're all recorded, so you don't have to be on live. They go into an awesome platform where when you join, you have immediate access to all of the trainings that I've done before. And I have done a training that will blow your mind on how to nail your niche. It gives you a really cool formula, a lot of Q&A stuff on it. So I think that would help you if you want to dive deeper into it. And you can find all of that at socialmediasalessecrets.com. Again, that's socialmediasalessecrets.com. No crazy contracts. Jump in, join, hang out on our live, trainings, which are so much fun. I actually really, really love them. We've got a cool group of people in there. And then you can get into that training that I've recorded before and dive into that one and really, really hone in onto what problem you solve. Okay, guys, I hope that helped. I'll be back with more user submitted, Instagram watcher submitted questions on social media. Talk soon. Hey friends, I hope you enjoyed Secrets to Marketing Your Wellness MLM. Before you go though, I have something for you. If you are looking to grow your audience online via social media so that you can have people getting excited about your products and reaching out to you to learn more, then you need my cheat sheet that has 50 health and wellness Facebook Live topics that will attract an audience to you. It also walks you through the secret 4-part formula that you can follow on both Facebook and Instagram that is proven to have people reaching out to you. And when you get it, I am also sending you guys an audio file for those of you who love to listen to the information on the go. You can get both of those things at www.sorayagoddard.com/podcast. Again, that's sorayagoddard.com/podcast. SORAYAGODDARD.com/podcast. Thanks so much. Chat soon.